Welcome back to We Need to Talk, and today we're talking about Iowa signing a new bill that's going to keep immigration at bay, and I just wanted to go over the Seymour, Indiana thing a little bit more. Oh, also, we're going to watch a CNN video that has some of the stupidest people in the entire world on it, so that's more for laughs. Anyway, let's get to it.
When it rigged an election, think that we wouldn't notice. You're about to find out what it's like now when you wake up sleeping giant. Don't go get surprised when the
All right, thank you for checking back in with me, guys. I appreciate it. All of my new subscribers, seriously, means a lot. Please share this video with your friends if you don't mind. I have 157 subscribers right now. That has been within like a week and a half. I think that is absolutely amazing. I feel honored to have you as a subscriber, and people have been emailing me all kinds of information. I have a full-time job, just so you know. I own a construction company, and I have been slammed. I mean slammed this last week. I have been just so busy. So please bear with me if I'm not putting up a video every day. I'm going to do as many as I possibly can. I have a family. I have all kinds of things going on. So if I don't get back to your emails right away, or if I don't get back to your messages right away, please give me some grace. I'm going to get back to everything as soon as I can, making phone calls with some of the residents. I've already got a few interviews already recorded. So things are moving along, not as fast as I would like. If this was my full-time job, I would have been in Seymour, Indiana yesterday, and I would have been digging down and getting into everything that I possibly can or could, but it is not my full-time job as of now, so please forgive me. Okay, so Iowa. Also, I'm going to be talking about the Brookings Institute, Seymour, Indiana, and a few other things. If you have not heard of these yet, then you haven't watched my other videos. I would go back to my first video at least. It's going to give you some more of a an update. My first or second video will really kind of fill you in on what is going on in Indiana with the illegal immigration crisis, especially the city of Seymour. So if you're curious about what all of this is about that I'm talking about, I would refer back to those videos and then watch this one. So anyhow.
Governor Reynolds signed a number of bills into law today. Among them was a bill criminalizing re-entry into the state by a person previously denied admission to or removed from the U.S. Reynolds released a statement on the signing, criticizing the Biden administration for failing to enforce national laws.
Doing nothing.
Reynolds says this bill gives Iowa law enforcement the power to do what he is unwilling to do, enforce immigration laws already on the books. Des Moines Police Chief Dana Wingert previously released a statement on the bill saying they were not, quote, equipped, funded, or staffed to take on additional responsibilities that historically have never been a function of local law enforcement.
He sounds like a fool. You just do your job, ask for funding, raise the money, do something, do your job. You don't just go, well, I know it's law now, but we're just not going to. No, just do your job. Do your job. All right? Speaking of these police chiefs, one of them wrote me. They emailed me, and I didn't want to put his name out there, but so I copied and pasted his email into my notepad because I just don't think that I don't want to dox him or anything of that nature. This is just some information he gave me. I was forwarded your YouTube video, and after watching the video, I'd like to clear up some information. So he's going to go in here and he's going to let you know a few things that I did get wrong. I actually have already corrected those in my previous videos. But I thought the city of Seymour actually went over to the Brookings Institute and tried to get them to come in. It was more just like the mayor was like, okay, you can, when he was approached. The city of Seymour did not pay for this study. It was done by the Indiana Economical Development Corporation. Now that's interesting because, well, as he says, which is run by the governor of Indiana, Eric Holcomb. Eric Holcomb is supposed to be a Republican. So what are you doing, Eric Holcomb, getting a hold of the Brookings Institute, who is partially funded by, Bill Gates? Yeah, Bill Gates. He cannot have anything, he's not good. Anything that Bill Gates puts his hands on, except maybe Windows computers, is not good. The Federal Republic of Germany. Okay, whatever. Whatever, Germany. I don't know what you guys are up to, but... So, we have... the state senators and representatives. Would that be you, Jim? And I'm not sure. I'm really asking, Jim, if you're funding this, and that would be Jim Lucas, as well as Aaron Hochin. Aaron Hochin, you're also supposed to be a Republican. So what are you guys doing funding a campaign with the Brookings Institute, knowing that they're going to come in and bring illegal immigration into our city, or in our state, in our cities, in our state? I think that's a little fishy. I think it's a little weird. I don't like it. If you, if you're a Republican and not a rhino, you see, there is two different types of Republicans these days. There's real conservatives, like the MAGA conservatives, and then you have the, which, don't get me wrong, some of them can get a little too extreme, even for my taste. But you either have somebody that make America great again, put America first, or you're okay with not doing that. And if you're okay with not doing that, you should not be in office. So we should make sure that we're voting these people out, because I believe the elections for governor here in the state of Indiana is 2024. So we do have an option to get Eric Holcomb out and get somebody new in. So let's hope that whoever the competitor is not somebody even worse. So yeah, think about that. Remember that. I'll be your governor. Vote for me. Let's go back to... We do have a bus line which makes a stop in Seymour daily. The city cannot regulate interstate commerce, which this bus line is, and as is regulated through the Commerce Clause. The bus is similar to a Greyhound and makes stops in between the towns and the bus terminals, which are located in major cities. Okay, I'm going to clear something up here. You are able, the city is able, as Colorado Springs did in Colorado, to sue the bus company and say, if you let off illegal immigrants in our town, we are going to fine you $1,000 per traveler, and we are going to also seize your bus. So there are things you can do. Now, there may be some loopholes that I don't know about that we need to jump through, but as far as I know, I've seen other cities doing it, so it is possible. And if I were you, if I were somebody who had any power, I would call, if I didn't know how to do it already, I would call Colorado Springs. I would ask the mayor exactly what he did to get this to happen. The Seymour police cannot enforce immigration laws, as he stated in the video. Immigration laws are federal, and the city police can only enforce state statutes and city ordinances. Okay. City ordinances. Again, the city can create an ordinance that says that they will not allow that bus to stop there, and if they do, they will fine them $1,000 or seize their bus. There you go. There you go. The buses stop because Tornado Bus Company doesn't feel like getting sued. No bus company wants to get sued. And then he gives me the Indiana statute. The state of Indiana could pass a trespassing law similar to Texas, which makes it illegal to enter the state illegally. State senators and state representatives have not done this. Why have you not done this, state senators and state representatives, since you're all Republican, it seems? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you eating caviar? What, driving around in BMWs, hanging out, having fun, getting off work at 1 o'clock? Matt, that's at Matt Nicholson when we called him. There's a video. We called him, and he was gone at 1 o'clock on a Thursday. That's interesting. The state of Indiana, you are correct that this is not Nazi Germany, where you can ask for papers, but we can ask a person their status if dealing with a criminal action, though. So there you go. That's good. That's a start. We pull you over, and they can ask the person's legal status. And if it comes back to be, let's say, illegal, they could report them to ICE. But we're going to get to a part of that where we Seymour police cannot place detainers on illegal immigrants. Only jails can do that by federal code. So the jail would have to be in cahoots and say, okay, we're going to do that. The jails are permitted to place detainers by federal authority, 287G, but they are only able to do it for 48 hours. U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, ICE, refuses to pick up illegals on detainers, so they must be released. That is bullcrap. Not saying what he's saying is bullcrap. I'm saying, ICE, what are you doing? I'm sure that they have some bureaucrat bullcrap that they're being, their hands are tied. They'd have to be, right? Because that's your whole entire job, is to pick up illegal immigrants and deport them, right, ICE? I'm wondering, isn't that what you're supposed to be doing? So historically, before 2020, Jackson County Jail would place detainers on illegals, and ICE would pick them up. Historically, ICE has deported 10 illegals per week. That's insane. Since 2020, ICE has deported 5 in 3 years. Okay, so what changed? Now let's really put our thinking caps on, everybody. 2020 was a very special year because that was the year of the election. So since 2020, ICE has only deported 5 illegals in 3 years, but they were able to historically remove 10 per week. Now, what has changed? The president changed, but the president, he can't affect anything. Yeah, Okay, that's weird. That's strange, is it not? Okay, so it's Joe Biden's fault, whichever way you look at it, because he has not allowed ICE to do their job. And this is why America is falling apart. This is all of it together is why America's falling apart. The true problem is that the federal government continues to allow asylum seekers in the U.S. The asylum seekers are given a court date currently about 9 years out, dear Lord in heaven, and then paroled into the U.S. of the United States of America with employment authorization cards given by the Department of Homeland Security. So that is a lot to digest, but the summary is that our federal government is failing us. 100,000% failing us. They don't care about us. They tax us to death, and then they send illegals here and they give them free stuff. But it is falling apart. It is finally falling apart in big cities like New York. It's falling apart in Chicago. They're starting to deport the people, get them out. They can't take anymore. They're refusing them. We saw in one of my previous videos where Dallas's liaison decided to tell a bunch of illegal immigrants that, hey, we don't have any more room here. We'll bus you to any city you want. So that's where all of this is starting from. It goes from Dallas and then it shoots straight up here. We're getting flooded with illegals in all of these small cities. They're going to start aiming after the small cities. So you small cities and people in small cities, start paying attention. Start really paying attention to what's going on, because you need to be talking to your mayors. You need to be talking to your councilmen. I've already gotten into talks with mine. I've already created ordinances that I'm going to be passing along over to them. And whether they pass them or not is not up to me, but I can tell you, if they don't, I'm going to be taking somebody's job. That's what I do know, because I will get voted into that council. I will get voted as mayor. I will get voted as something, because I'm not going to sit here and let these towns be destroyed over and over and over again. So, with all of that, state senators and representatives. Erin Houchin is part of the 9th District of Indiana, so that means she's taking care of good old Seymour. So I wrote her a little something. Dear Erin, I do appreciate your time to read my email. I'm greatly concerned with the amount of unvetted, undocumented, illegal immigration going on in Seymour via the Tornado Bus Company based out of Dallas, Texas. I've reached out to the local mayor's office and received nothing but condescending responses about how I should do something about it if I don't like it, because the mayor can do nothing, which is not true, as we've seen. So I have done just that. I began researching all that I can about how the community can tackle this issue legally, and the options I found are as followed. We can ask our representatives to create legislation, as Texas and now Iowa have done, making it legal for our state police and sheriffs, etc., to take deportation measures into their own hands, creating quite the deterrent for someone who would want to come and make their home in Indiana. We can also make sure that we are detaining illegals when we have taken them into custody on a 48-hour hold and calling ICE to see if they could come deport them until the legislation could be pushed through. That legislation would be that it makes them illegal to be here. I really hope we can sue the bus companies and have them fined up to $1,000 per person dropped off, as well as having their buses seized by the police, and as some cities in Colorado have done, such as Colorado Springs. I'm really hoping that we can find some sort of answer to this issue. I want my town to be safe. I believe in legal immigration, and I believe it's great for communities, but when it is illegal and unvetted, we don't know who are we getting, and I do believe that we need to be more careful. I'm looking forward to your response and hoping you have a plan for us all. I don't want you to see my personal information. I don't know if it was up there or not. And then the next piece, the final piece, the dumbest video I've ever seen in my entire life. Please, if you have very few brain cells, don't watch this, because they're all going to leave. They're all going to leave in 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Here we go.
I'm Cecil Clark, retired Marine, Master Gunnery
I don't care what you are. I don't care. If you're dumb, you're dumb.
Sergeant, and a loyal Joe Biden fan, supporter, and super voter.
Super voter!
But I was right there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was there.
Look at that. He was right there. Look at that. Look at the profile of that terrible looking president. Look at that. He got a picture. How proud are you, Cecil? You fool. How, Cecil? How can you know why? It's because you don't deal with the inflation issue. Here's what I've noticed. People that don't have to deal with the inflation issue don't even realize something bad's going on. Like, they really don't. They don't see it. They can't comprehend it. I was talking to one of my friends. We're going to call him, we'll call him Tony. Tony came from a very well-off family. I wouldn't say wealthy, but very well-off. He doesn't feel inflation. So he actually is voting for Biden. And I'm like, dude, talk to regular people that are dealing with the cost of life. And then you'll realize, okay, maybe this isn't a great decision. So how about this? If you're voting for Biden, if you can't vote for Trump, if you just can't pull yourself to do it, and you don't want to vote for Kennedy or whatever it is, just take this one out. Just sit it out. You don't have to vote for somebody. Just sit this one out. Because it's really, whether you love Trump or hate Trump or are indifferent, at least I believe that he tells the truth and that he has the desire to fix the country. And he may not be the most palatable person in the world for some, but I do believe that he will help our country for the next 4 years. Just deal with him for 4 years. We've dealt with this potato for 4 years. And if you could just deal with him for 4 years, he'll get the country back on track. And then maybe the next election we'll find, as people like to say, some normalcy. But until then, please do not vote for this fool ever again.
With the country headed toward a highly competitive and hard-fought election, Biden's superfan voters like Cecil.
And notice what CNN's doing? They're making them all black. You know why they're doing that? Because they're losing the black vote. That's why they're doing that. So they're trying to put in some black people. They just want black people. They're going to get the black people to go, no, we're still voting for him. No, that's still our thing. We're still doing it. No, don't let the black community right now is shifting towards Trump so heavily that this is what CNN's doing.
Clark, who made a critical difference in this battleground state in 2020, want to repeat history.
They've delivered us a clear victory.
So you, like a lot of Democrats, are very worried and motivated by your dislike of Donald Trump. Do you like Joe Biden?
I like Joe Biden.
Why?
Do you love Joe Biden?
Well, I love Joe Biden. I think he's a great American.
This is Clayton County, a suburb south of Atlanta.
It hurts my
and
head.
in 2020, a deep blue patch in Georgia, where Biden won by fewer than 12,000 votes.
Surprise battleground in this election.
I remember actually watching
the president's lead is shrinking
on election night when the numbers were coming in and Clayton County actually put Biden over.
Congratulations.
I was screaming, hollering at the television like, yes.
I was just crying because I knew all of the work that we did in this county.
Yet support.
These people are brainwashed fools. That's all they are. I mean, they shouldn't be allowed to vote. These three people, people that vote for. I'm not saying that like black people shouldn't be able to vote. What I'm saying is these people that think this way, that just don't have any sense. You can't have a sense of logic, okay, and common sense and go, I'm voting for Biden. You can't do it. You can't have both. You cannot be a person that thinks logically and also vote for this guy. You have to just hate Trump. That is really what it has to be. You just despise Trump so much. You hate his orange skin or whatever it is that you hate about him, and you just can't do it. So you have to watch him fail. This is not some people don't go in loving Biden. And if you do, you are the dumbest of the dumb. The dumbest of the dumb.
For the incumbent president has faded since 2020, including from his own party.
My biggest concern is people not voting. That sincerely keeps me up.
So is this going to be more of a negative? You're concerned more about Donald Trump, or you're voting for Joe Biden?
I think we need to focus squarely on voting for Joe Biden. People are still asking the question, how is the president and the presidency affecting and improving my quality of life?
It's not.
And I feel as though the moment that our president or the administration can answer that question for the everyday citizen, that'll be the day
they can't
he's
answer it.
Definitely on his way back to the White House.
But they can't answer it. You can't even answer it. They're doing an interview with you, and you can't answer that. You could have given an answer. He is improving the everyday citizen's life by this, with this bill, doing this. This is what he's done. You can't even do that, and you know it, but you're still a part. You're so deep in this Democrat territory, weird. In 2016, you know who I voted for? Nobody. You know why? Because I didn't care about politics. You know why I got into politics? It's because you guys shoved it in front of me every single day. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. You told me how evil Trump was and how bad Trump was. So I was like, all right, let's see if this guy's as evil and bad as they say. And then guess what? Red pilled. You gave me a red pill. And you know what that did? That woke me up. And then I started realizing you guys are out of your mind. You're lying to me. You're lying to me. I think it's easier for people like me that have never had a political bone in their body to be red-pilled because we don't even care. And then you force it on us and we go, well, you're wrong and they're right. And so, okay, now I'm over here. I'm over here actually on the right. But it's probably mirrored, but
you get cards from the White House almost every year.
Yeah. This is the latest one from Joe Biden and family.
Oh, wow.
How difficult is it to hear Democrats talking down Joe Biden?
It's really hard to hear.
Yeah, it hurts.
And, as passionate as I am, it does become a little bit disheartening.
But if you could change one thing about Joe Biden, what would it be?
He wouldn't shuffle when he walks.
Any what?
Just improving upon walks. He wouldn't shuffle when he walks.
What did she say?
It'd be.
He wouldn't shuffle when he walks.
Now he doesn't know what she said either. Look at him. He's like, yeah. She did the Kamala Harris. That's what she just pulled.
He wouldn't shuffle when he walks.
These people are all the same, man.
Improving upon the messaging that gets down to the lowest of us.
I will always be president for all Americans.
But when his State of the Union message, I was just like standing up in my bedroom clapping by myself.
Because you're out of your mind,
said,
lady.
Oh my goodness, Joe, you've done it.
I wish he could have inspired the confidence of more people, primarily just so he can get them to the polls.
He may have, with his age, lost a step. We all lose a step. But the man's mind is still sharp.
No, it's not.
Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And believe it or not, I believe Joe Biden is going to win bigger than he won in 2020.
You only believe that because I believe that the Democrats are going to once again ballot harvest their butts off. And Laura Trump said, guess what? The Republicans are too. So where it's legal, Republicans will be ballot harvesting because why not play the game if they're going to play it? And it's legal. So, actually, it's what's supposed to be done. Anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping in. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to have more for you this weekend. I'm going to try to get as many videos done tonight as I possibly can. So if you see more videos of me wearing the same clothes, it's probably because of that. So anyway, like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, share it with your friends, please. Like I said, I'm at 157 subscribers. I'd love to get to 200 by next Monday. If that happens, dude, I'm going to be hyped. If that happens, if I can get to 200 subscribers next Monday, I will give away a $50 Amazon card to one lucky winner. I will go through all of my subscribers and I will just scroll up and down and tell my wife to pick one or something. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much again, and have a good one.
When it rigged an election, think that we wouldn't notice. You're about to find out what it's like now when you wake up sleeping giant. Don't go get surprised when the